Guys, good afternoon. We are on our way back to Sishu Burger with the kids, and we're gonna head out to, sorry, my voice might be low, sorry. We're gonna head out to Sishu Burger to eat some burgers today, and then to Friendship Park too, again, and let the kids play. This time, my sister-in-law is coming with her kids as well, so the boys will get to hang out with their cousins today and have a great day. See you when we get there. While we waited for the food, the kids played a little local game, and they just, as you can see, had a really great day together. Sorry I didn't film the park. So this is a different day at the kids' school. Every once in a while, the school puts on fun days and activities for the kids. I really like it. It's very community oriented. Don't be afraid. Come with me. Don't be scared. Look, Mommy's here. If she tries to eat you, I'll kick her. See, you can bark at her too. So for anybody who is wondering, Addis actually has a few indoor malls and play areas for kids, in addition to the outdoor activities that also exist. So here is the one at Gas Mall we took the kids to, and they had a really great time. It's not huge, but I think it was more than enough for them to enjoy. So for those of you who have been following along on our house construction journey, these next clips will interest you the most. We are now all the way up past the ground level, first level, second level, and onto the roof of our home. You can see the area is also developing nicely. People are continuing construction on their homes as well. The roof it's slanted on two angles, and I'll show you that once I get up there. But you can see the quality is really good. The work so far, my husband and I have been very pleased with our contractor and the staff, and the engineer as well, who visits regularly. So now I'm on top of the second level looking up at the roof, and you can see the pillars are done, the frame of the roof, the bottom frame of the roof is finished, and they have some wood on the top outlining where the kokoro is gonna go. Those are the metal sheets that make up the roof. And here you can see the slants I was talking about. So one end slants towards that far end direction over there for rainwater. It will fall that way. And on the other side, there is another slant. Yeah, that goes this way. You can see it gets more narrow towards the end, and then it will flow on that side. So we have water flowing towards the back side of the house, and then also towards the left side of the house. After checking out the construction site, we headed over to a store where we can buy the kokoro, and we were just looking at the different styles they have for roofs and the different colors. Sorry, I was filming terribly, but you can see here are the different styles and colors for the metal sheets for roofing. The fancier styles are for if you're going to have a visible roof, but we're going to have a more modern invisible roof, so we'll probably go with one of these simple ones. Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a couple of days since I filmed the last clip, but anyways, today is Ethiopian Timkat, and that means Epiphany in English, and the celebration surrounds the baptism of Jesus Christ by John the Baptist as recorded in the Christian Judeo Bible. And yeah, so it is really a big festival here in Ethiopia. You can probably hear the celebration in the background. I'm kind of far away from it at this point, but I was out there earlier, and I got a few clips, and I will insert them here as I'm talking. But I mean, more and more as I live here, I can really tell you that living in Ethiopia is like living in Bible times. Seriously, like it is such a spiritual, historical place. And you know, every day I feel like I'm living in Bible times, especially today. On days like today when there's some festival or holiday going on outside, it really feels like, am I in Jerusalem? Like, where am I? It feels like what you imagine these things would be like in the Bible, you know? While I was out there in the streets, just kind of seeing the festivities and observing, it really felt like, you know, in the Bible where Jesus was riding through on a donkey through the streets of Jerusalem, I believe, and the people were shouting, Hosanna, Hosanna, Hosanna in the highest, you know? It's that type of like energy and excitement. And, you know, it also reminds me of, you know, in biblical times, people would travel to Jerusalem for the Feast of Passover and, you know, different feasts of the Most High. And, you know, it's just so electric. There is, you know, people are outside wearing their traditional religious clothing. There are toys and balloons and noisemakers for kids, music, people on loudspeakers. And, you know, you can just feel the excitement of this holiday, and also the spiritual aspect of it. Now, it is an Orthodox holiday. The Orthodox Christians in Ethiopia celebrate Timkat. I am not an Orthodox Christian. However, I can still feel just all the excitement and the spiritual nature of being here, and actually of just the land of Ethiopia itself. I mean, like I've said this before in previous videos, it is a special place for sure. So if you ever get a chance to visit Ethiopia during Timkat, I definitely, you know, recommend it, just to get that experience, I would say. So yeah, I just wanted to mention that it's a beautiful day today. It started out a little bit cloudy, which was good because, you know, it wasn't too hot and too much sun out there for people. And the sun's starting to come out a little bit now, but it's still pretty cloudy. But yeah, anyways, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope you're having a great day, and I will see you in the next clip. Hey guys, hope you're doing all right. It is a little bit later in the day, and I'm just sitting outside the house. The sun did end up coming out, so it's really beautiful outside. It's about almost 5 in the evening, so I'm gonna start cooking dinner soon. But yeah, I just wanted to come on here before I end this vlog and remind you, and inform you if you didn't see my YouTube post, that I have created a Facebook group for Ethiopian diaspora, or just any kind of diaspora actually, and expats who are either living in Ethiopia or interested in moving to Ethiopia. And I think it will be a more personal place, you know, where we can engage in dialogue about some of our challenges and successes on this journey back to the motherland. So, you know, specifically, I think I'm hoping there will be conversations there about businesses, potential businesses that would be started, or guidance and direction on how to start and register a business in Ethiopia. Like I said on the post itself, looking for places to live, temporary rentals, more long-term rentals, and, you know, just overall information that can be posted there, especially if you're living in the area and, say, for example, you have children and you're looking for a reliable pediatrician, you know, who is kind of familiar with the Western standards and things of that nature. You can post in that group and say, hey, does anybody know a good pediatrician in such and such area? And if somebody's in that area or they know of something, then they can provide you with the information. So, you know, I'm just kind of trying to build a network, I think. And, you know, YouTube is great, and I can show a lot of our life here and our experiences here, especially with building the house, as you just saw earlier in this vlog. But I think the Facebook group can be more granular in detail, you know, on the day-to-day living. Somebody mentioned that, you know, if they were not necessarily planning to live in Ethiopia at this point, but maybe visit, could they join the group? And I said, yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think that would be another great use for the group, because a lot of diaspora, whether they're Ethiopian or otherwise, who are looking to leave the West, they are not sure where they want to go. A lot of expats are looking for a good place to, live or raise a family or whatever. So, often when you're doing that, it takes visiting the place first to know if that's somewhere you could live. So I definitely think that, people who aren't sure if they want to live in Ethiopia but want to visit can join the Facebook group. So when you go to join, there are just 3 simple questions to answer. And you must answer the questions in order to be accepted into the group. So if you don't get accepted, it's probably because you didn't answer the questions or agree to the ground rules of the group. Because I want it to be something that is useful for everybody who is taking part in it. And, I don't want it to become like, run down with politics or ads or, things of that nature. So hopefully you guys will be able to answer those questions, accept the ground rules, and benefit from this group. And yeah, so I am going to be also posting some things in that group, but not super regularly, because I want it to be more like community based. So if you pose a question, I might answer. I'm going to be in the group. But it's okay for other people to answer too if they have the answer, if they know something that you're asking. And I will be posting some things in there every once and again about, goings on in Ethiopia or some business tips or ideas. So, and I probably will, by the time you see this, there might be a new post in there about what I think some good business ideas are. And not like specific businesses, but like where to target your thoughts. When you're brainstorming different types of businesses, I'm going to put in there where I think you should focus your brainstorming efforts. So yeah, by the time you see this video, that might be in there. And if you haven't joined yet, please do. I want it to grow so that we get a wealth of knowledge and information going in there and build a community so that, when other people are ready to return, those who are planning, we kind of have a network that's already built. We know where all the great doctors are. We know the fun activities to do. We know the good schools. We know, available living places, rentals, and even, if you want to purchase land, there may be people in the group who know, where there's good, affordable spots. Also in terms of like the brokers or real estate agents, as we say in the US, like somebody might have a really good one. So yeah, please join, encourage others to join, and let's see this group grow. As you can hear, my kids are having a great time running around outside. But yeah, they, I told you before, I think in a previous video, they are having a good life here, Yes, they were born in the US and spent a few years there, but I think they're just as happy here, and that's encouraging to me, and to my husband as well. That was something that we were concerned about. But yeah, so back to like the business idea. Something came to my mind and I wanted to say that. So a friend of mine who lives in Senegal, she has a YouTube channel called Afro Millennial Mama. And you should go check out her channel if you're interested in Senegal or, just really great content on the continent. But she said to me, which is so true, that starting a business on the continent is great, but you should not see that one business as your sole source of income. That you're going to live off of it and eat off of it and enjoy off of it and send your kids to school off of it, because while life here in Ethiopia, at least, is cheaper than it is in the U.S., it is still expensive relatively, The rent is high compared to other African countries. So, especially here in Addis, if that's where you want to live. So, keep that in mind, that you can have several business ideas and implement multiple businesses or have multiple streams of income so that you can maintain a good quality of life here in Ethiopia, and maybe even similar to the life that you had in the West, you know? That is something to definitely consider. Um, you know, oh my gosh, you want to make sure that you're able to provide for yourself and for your family, and that is especially for if you are a, you know, person with a spouse or with children, like, you know, that goes especially for you. But if you're a single person, I mean, maybe one income would be enough, you know, but still, I think it's wise to have multiple streams of income, because you never know how the market might change, or how the business might change, might grow, or, you know, and just be ready to pivot. I think a lot of living in Africa, based on my own experience, is about your ability to hustle. You have to have an entrepreneurial spirit. In the West, we so easily rely on jobs and, you know, stable jobs, having an employer, and not a lot of people, the majority of people in the West are not entrepreneurial. Of course, there are people who have businesses, of course, but I would say the majority of the people in the West are employees. Whereas if you come here to Africa, to Ethiopia, you can be an employee, but you won't live off of that salary. It's very difficult to live off of a salary in Ethiopia. It's just not high enough. And I know several people who could attest to that. Hi, Micah. Yeah, that they are a two-income household and still are like barely making ends meet, and are asking for their jobs for more, a raise, more income, you know. So keep that in mind. But yeah, I didn't want to run on too long. Basically, just wanted to, again, remind you guys about the Facebook group, and then keep an eye out for things I post there that may or may not show up in the YouTube platform. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for watching and supporting, and I will see you in the next vlog. Have a good one. God bless.